What's up, gang? How you doing? I'm about to do the last video of the night. It's around 7:40. As I look back at my clock, that is about 17 minutes fast for some ridiculous reason. Don't know why that is, but I think I'm fooling myself, right? Because I set my alarm 17 minutes fast. So when it's 5:17, I think that I'm late for my morning yoga meditation routine. And so I'm supposed to jump out of bed, but it's been about 17 minutes late for the past year, so I think I've kind of figured that out already. But anyway, the things we do to try to trigger ourselves to act. And speaking of trying to trigger ourselves to act, one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is this little itty bitty book right here. It's by Peter Drucker, and it's called Managing Oneself. Now, I was a supervisor. I was a lieutenant for many years, supervised thousands and thousands of people over my 28-year career. And in doing so, I felt that most effectively was to know what other people were good at, to know their strengths, to know what they can do to help the greater good, the job, the situation, the masses, the group, the team. You know, if you know your people and you know yourself, then you can get very, very good results. And I was very good at getting results, you know, and I really wasn't sure how I was getting such good results, but I had so many people that were willing to run through walls for me, willing to do the things that I asked them to do. And I know for me, most of the time, the reason was because, hey, I was willing to do those exact same things for my supervisor when I was coming up. Okay, and because I was a guy from the ranks who never forgot where he came from, I was able to treat my subordinates, people who work for me, the same way, you know, to let them know that I, as a lieutenant, was still willing to get my hands dirty, to put boots on the ground, and to do what it takes to get things done. This may not be as simple as when you're in corporate or you're running a business, because maybe, you know, those people don't know the fact that you came up from the ranks. They don't have that type of history with you. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is this. The most important thing is to know how to manage yourself. And that takes a lot of different areas, okay? But then again, not a lot of different areas. How about that? So, in Peter Drucker's book, the first thing he talks about is most people think that they know themselves. Most people think that. And most people are completely wrong. They don't know themselves. They think they know themselves, but they don't. They are operating in realms that they don't have strength in. Okay, they are supervising people who they do not know. They're working for bosses who they have not figured out what the boss wants. They are drifting through life like a leaf in a hurricane. Okay, these people have no clue, and they're landing on solid ground by luck every single time. And this cannot be you. If you are taking this journey with me to become a millionaire, I'm going to assure you that you are going to time collapse your time, okay, and be way ahead of where I'm at right now. I'm gaining this knowledge right now at age 50 plus. 50 plus, okay, half a century, okay? And you guys, hopefully you may be in your 20s. I mean, if you're younger, that's fantastic. You're in your 20s, maybe your 30s. Even if you're in your 40s, I'm telling you, I'm about to show you some things that's going to stop you from making mistakes for a very long time, okay? And I've watched people get extraordinary results as I've walked them through these steps, and I'm hoping that you can be a student and learn as well, as opposed to making these mistakes yourself. You don't want to make these mistakes. These mistakes are no good, no bueno, as I like to tell people all the time. Okay, The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to making mistakes is, guess what? There's only one way to discover how to not make mistakes, right? And I'm not saying that you're not going to make mistakes. I said discover how to not make mistakes. And that is through analysis feedback, right? You have to have a solid set of goals, some things that you set out to do, some things that you plan to do, right? And as you plan to do these things, right, have a timeline. Have a timeline, and at the end of that timeline, have a set of questions that you are going to ask yourself, okay, to see whether or not you achieved what you said you were going to achieve in the allotted amount of time. Now, in the book Managing Oneself, they say the only way to discover your strength is through analysis feedback. Okay, whenever you make a key decision or take a key action, write down what you expect will happen. 9 or 12 months later, compare the actual results with your expectations. Look at that. Simple. Simple, but not easy because it takes time, it takes patience, okay? And it takes you as a person being responsible and writing down your goals. And I guess the biggest problem is most people don't write down their goals. Most people don't write down their goals. You want to know why most people don't write down their goals? Is because most people are afraid to fail. Don't let that be you. Write down your goals, write down your expectations, and work on them until you achieve what you want. Okay, and if you don't achieve what you want, then write down what your results were and figure out what your strengths are. Always operate on your strengths. Don't worry about your weaknesses. Worry, worry about strengthening your strengths. I tell people all the time. Your weaknesses are your weaknesses. Those are things you're not good at. You can gradually work on them over time, you know? But your strengths, man, put your wholehearted effort into your strengths. And I'm telling you, by doing so, you will go leaps and bounds ahead of most people in any field that you decide to work on. Okay, so listen, that is it for tonight. I just want to give you guys a little bit tidbit, something to touch on. I will be putting out my book pretty soon, so you guys, if you want to get the pre-launch on my book, just shoot me a DM, and I'll send you guys a free copy, all right? Anyway, you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Deuces.